Long before the drums of war and wisdom echoed through the valleys of Ida, a child was born under the gaze of a blood moon. The village seers declared him a child of destiny. His name was Ameh Obonni. Born to a humble family of hunters and weavers, nothing about his beginning suggested he would one day wear the beaded crown of the Ata of Igala. Yet, the gods had other plans. From an early age, Ameh showed signs of greatness. While other children played, he listened intently to the griots narrate tales of ancient kings, absorbing wisdom like the sun absorbs dew. His questions were many, his curiosity deep, and his courage unmatched. At 10, he wrestled a wild boar to protect his younger sister. At 12, he resolved a dispute between two village elders, earning him the nickname Obonni, meaning wise one in Igala. By the time he was 15, elders sought his counsel in matters of land, cattle, and peace. But the path to greatness is never without thorns. In the heart of Igala land, political turmoil brewed. The throne of the Ata had become a symbol of division rather than unity. Greedy princes and war-hungry generals fought for the crown, plunging the kingdom into chaos. Bandits raided villages, farmers abandoned their fields, and famine loomed. Ameh, now a strapping young man of 23, watched with growing concern. He could not bear to see his people suffer. Against his family's wishes, he joined the council of youth leaders in Ida. His charisma, eloquence, and firm moral compass quickly elevated him to prominence. But this drew the ire of powerful men. Chief Igala, a corrupt noble with aspirations for the throne, saw Ameh as a threat. He branded him a rebel and accused him of sedition. One night, soldiers stormed Ameh's home, arresting him in front of his weeping mother. In the dungeons beneath Ida, Ameh endured torture, isolation, and hunger. Yet his spirit remained unbroken. He prayed, meditated, and communed with the spirits of the ancestors. He began to dream vividly, dreams of a lion, a river, and a crown. One stormy night, lightning struck the prison tower, creating a diversion. With the help of a sympathetic guard, Ameh escaped into the dense Idomi forest. There, he wandered for weeks, surviving on roots and rainwater. But the forest was not just trees and shadows. It was a crucible of transformation. In Idomi, Ameh met a reclusive sage named Okoli, a former priest of the Igala royal court. Okoli taught him the ancient ways, how to read omens, how to command respect through silence, and how to lead without seeking power. The true king, Okoli once said, does not chase the crown. He carries it in his heart. For 3 years, Ameh trained under Okoli. He emerged leaner, wiser, and with a commanding presence. The rumors of his survival spread like wildfire. Villagers whispered his name with reverence. Songs were composed. Mothers named their sons after him. When Ameh returned to Ida, the city was on the brink of collapse. Igala had declared himself Ata, but his reign was marked by tyranny and fear. The people cried out for a savior. Ameh did not raise an army. Instead, he walked from village to village, healing, teaching, and inspiring. He mediated conflicts, revitalized farms, and rebuilt schools. Soon, the people began to chant, Ameh Obonni, our true Ata. Igala, threatened, sent assassins. They failed. He tried bribes. They were rejected. Finally, he challenged Ameh to a contest of leadership, invoking an ancient tradition, the 3 trials of kingship. The first trial was wisdom. A council of elders posed riddles that had stumped even the wisest chiefs. Ameh answered each with clarity and depth. The answer is not in the words, he said, but in the silence between them. The second trial was strength. Ameh was to climb Mount Uloko and retrieve the feather of the white eagle. Battling wind, rain, and exhaustion, he returned with not just a feather, but a wounded eaglet he had rescued. Strength is not in conquest, he said, but in compassion. The final trial was spirit. Ameh entered the sacred grove alone, where kings commune with the ancestors. He returned at dawn, his face aglow. The ancestors have spoken, he declared. Igala needs unity, not dominion. The elders declared him victor. Aegba fled, disgraced and forgotten. Ameh Obonni was crowned the 34th Ata of Igala amidst jubilant celebrations that lasted 12 moons. His reign ushered in an era known as Ogalegu, meaning the golden time. He reformed the justice system, built the great library of Ida, and established trade routes that brought prosperity from the Niger to the Benue. He encouraged intermarriage between rival clans and organized the first Igala Unity Festival, which continues to this day. Foreign dignitaries sought his counsel. Young leaders came to study under him. The Igala kingdom, once fractured, stood united and strong. Yet, Ameh remained humble. He still walked the markets, listened to the old, and played with the young. He would often say, "A crown is heavy, but lighter when carried with love." In his twilight years, Ameh Obonni wrote a scroll titled Paths of the Just, a guide to ethical leadership. It remains a cornerstone of leadership training across Nigeria. When he passed, the land wept. Thousands gathered for his burial, laying down their weapons and grievances in his honor. The skies thundered, and a double rainbow stretched over Ida. To this day, his name is invoked in prayer and song. In every corner of Igala land, stories of his courage, wisdom, and compassion inspire new generations. And thus, the lion who once wandered the forest became the heartbeat of a nation. Long live Ameh Obonni, Ata of Unity.